The Forest is a Unity-based survival horror game currently in development by Night Games. The game starts with your plane mysteriously crashing into a forest on a remote island, and you awake in the wreckage only to stare in horror as your firstborn child is stolen by Shia LaBeouf. Immediately forgetting about this, your main aim is now to bring the Western way of life to this untouched natural haven by deforesting the shit out of it and mercilessly exterminating the local wildlife. The Forest has no hand-holding tutorial to baby you as soon as you leave the wreckage, which means you're sort of left to your own devices as you attempt to figure out why you keep seeing oiled-up, half-naked men running around in the distance. The survival aspect of gameplay is ever-present, and it needs a lot more attention than in many other games in the similar genre. Chopping down trees and bushes to make shelter lowers your energy, which meant I constantly found myself in a state of hunger, having to brutally cut apart lizards and cute bunnies in order to stay strong and fast. Hunting in the game is greatly complemented by the amazingly alive environment that you find yourself in. Lizards crawl up trees around you, rabbits dash through the grass, deer gallop through the bushes, birds fly into your campfire. It felt very satisfying overall to hunt, kill and cook the various fauna of the island, and it did seem that if you got slightly axe happy and slaughtered too many animals in one area, less would spawn in the future. In terms of the horror aspect of the game, the loincloth-clad mutants do a very good job of keeping you constantly on edge. Able to move quickly and jump from tree to tree, they do force the player to keep one eye on the distance at all times. The AI of the creatures actually seems quite impressive for a game that is only in alpha testing. They search the forest in small scouting parties, and they come back in greater numbers if you actually manage to fight them off. That being said, I did often see them running furiously into tree stumps or getting caught in random tents, but as I said, it is an alpha. The building in the game is simple but satisfying. There are numerous blueprints in your trusty survival handbook that let you build log walls, log cabins, log doors, log planters, log traps.
Captain's log, stardate unknown.
Though the building is fun, and I can imagine some very impressive forts being made from it, gathering enough logs for even a simple perimeter fence is incredibly tedious. The amount of logs necessary, paired with the time it takes to cut down enough trees to make them, is the perfect recipe for can't be arsed. This is especially annoying when you find out that the mutants can just jump over or break down the walls, and if you accidentally hit a wall when trying to fight them, it explodes into a pile of physics-defying logs that you can't pick up or remake the wall with. This leads to a great feeling of pointlessness in the entire building system, as even if you do spend hours and hours building a secure enclosure, it seems that mutants just don't give a shit. Other than your child being stolen at the start of the game, there doesn't really appear to be any other story or objectives in the game so far. However, the island itself does offer some pleasant exploration, including gigantic scary cave systems with familiar enemies, and some freaky mutated shit that cost me a new pair of trousers. Seriously, look at it. Look at it! The environment is alive and varied, and surprisingly attractive for a game so early in development. There are quite a few texture stretching issues and some shadow glitchiness, but other than that, I didn't really notice many horrific graphical errors that usually plague games in their alpha states. Overall, The Forest is a great concoction of satisfying survival mechanics mixed with enough tension and mutants to add a significant horror aspect to the game.